Leaves turning brown means Persephone is away. Must take the train down to the underground, where neon lights shine brighter than the day. When you find an invitation for the press launch event of Hadestown UK in your inbox, you reply fast. In fact, I've never replied so fast to an email in my life. If you've been following this channel even for a little while, you know I've been singing praises to this show and all the creators involved in it since I first listened to the cast recording. Oh, you can watch my reaction to it on the link at the top right corner of your screen, by the way. So being in the room hearing none other than Anais Mitchell not only talk about this gorgeous piece of theatre but sing to us, and witnessing the London cast bringing the roof down for the first time ever was nothing short of a dream come true. But I'll let them speak and sing for themselves with full record of the evening. Keep an eye out for my odd comments here and there on your screen. Enjoy!
Suitcase packed, guess it's time to go. She's gonna ride that train, ride that train. She's gonna ride that train, she ride that train. She's gonna ride that train till the end of the line. Cause the king of the mind is a coming to call. Did you ever wonder what it's like on the underside? Way down under, on the underside. Way down under. His wall. Follow that dollar for a long way down, far away from the poorhouse door. You even get to hell to hit his down. Ain't no difference anymore. Way down, head is down, way down under the ground. Hound dogs howl and the whistle blow. Train come rolling, clickety clack. Everybody's trying to get a ticket to go. Those who go, they don't come back. Way down, Hades Town, way down under the ground. Winter's night and summer's good. Hear that high and lonesome sound of my husband coming home to bring me home to Hadestown. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Down there is a bunch of sticks, brother, I'm bored to death. Gonna have to report some stuff just to entertain myself. Give me morphine in a tin. Give me a crate of the fruit of the vine. Takes a lot of medicine to make it through. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Every little penny in the wishing well, every little nickel on the drum. All them shiny little heads and tails, where do you think they come from? Way down, Hadestown.
the official launch of the upcoming West End production of Hadestown, opening at the Lyric Theatre in February of 2024. I'm Mara Isaacs. I'm a producer of Hadestown, and it is my honor and pleasure to share with you a glimpse into the world of Hadestown. I want to thank our amazing performers, Melanie LeBerry playing Hermes, Gloria Anutri playing Persephone, we have Bella Brown, Madeline Charlemagne, and Allie Daniel playing the Fates. Later in the program, you are going to meet Grace Hodgett-Young and Donald Finn, our Orpheus and Eurydice. Please welcome to the stage Karis Matthews and Anais Mitchell.
Thank you, Mara, and welcome to Hadestown. Are you feeling good? Are we up for it this afternoon? Here's Anais joining me on the stage. Here we are, 2023, celebrating the runaway success of Hadestown and the new beginnings of a new run here in London. I'm going to give you some stats, whether you like it or not. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, 8-time Tony Award-winning show. Grammy Award-winning show. The longest running show in the 100-year history of the Walter Kerr Theatre. It goes down in history as the 4th time in Broadway that a female has been the solo author of a musical, writing the music. There's more. It also marks the 1st time in Broadway history that a show's female composer and female director both win Tony Awards for their works. Congratulations. And I thought you might take us on a journey.
Yeah, I'd love to. The development of Hadestown kind of into the animal that it is now took an extremely long time.
But when did you get the first thought for it?
Yeah, I was in my 20s. I won't tell you how old I am now. But I was in my early 20s, and I was just starting out as a singer-songwriter, taking any gig I could possibly get. I would drive for 1,000 miles for a tip gig, and I was on one of those long drives alone at night when this, the chorus of Wait For Me kind of dropped into my lap, as I'm driving. And it had some other lyrics that are no longer with the show, but they seem to be about the Orpheus and Eurydice story. And it was that moment where I thought, I really would like to tell this story and to make a long form piece of music theater.
Were you fans of musicals? Because it's a very different format.
Yeah, I'm not a theater kid, having met some theater kids now in my life, I realize that wasn't me, but I always was really inspired by sung-through musicals. I love Les Mis so much from the bottom of my heart. I love Hamilton. I love the Threepenny Opera, and I think that actually was probably the closest thing to an inspiration for this piece was Threepenny Opera. But I continue to love that feeling of kind of you're in a story, you're in the theater, but you also, the music just doesn't stop, it just keeps coming.
Were there any particular challenges?
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Yeah. I wasn't studied in theater or kind of dramatic storytelling. I come from songwriting and music, and certainly I always have been very interested in lyrics, always gravitated towards balladry and sort of the Texas songwriter tradition. It's a little novella, but it's happening in a song. And so in that way, it wasn't that different to switch to theater, but there's a way in which people just expect and demand more from a song in the theater, they want a song to have results.
Well, it has to perform certain duties, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Did that make it easier to write these songs or a little more difficult?
A bunch of the songs existed as kind of music world songs, and they felt like they were done, they were structurally done as a piece of music, but they weren't doing what was required of them storytelling-wise, and it required kind of breaking them in order to make them something fuller and bigger.
I think it's time for more music. Yeah. You're a good crowd, I can feel it. So what are we going to start with, Anais? Is it Flowers you're starting with?
Yeah, so this is a song that Eurydice sings. In the original mythology, Eurydice is bitten by a snake and she dies and goes to the underworld. And in our story, it's sort of more metaphorical than that. She also has more agency because she chooses to go to this land called Hadestown, which is a land of wealth and security. she chooses to go, and then she realizes once she's gotten there the cost, the spiritual cost of that choice. And this is a song where she's sort of reckoning with that sensation that she's made a mistake. What I wanted was to fall asleep, close my eyes and disappear, like a petal on a string, a feather on the ear. Lily white and poppy red, I trembled when you laid me out. You won't feel a thing he said when you go down. Nothing gonna wake you
She takes a myth as old as time and gives it a new life, so vibrant and relevant that it feels as though it were written for this moment in 2023. Did you know when you were driving that car years and years ago that it would be this perfect to tell a story of today's world?
I had no idea what I was doing, you know. Really, with this show, it has just been one foot in front of the next for so long. But I would say that a lot of times, as much work as went into it, as much kind of effort and sweat and blood and tears on the part of so many people, because this medium is just so collaborative, it always also felt like it was just like it already existed. Like it was just, we were unearthing it from the ground, you know?
The best ideas often are like that. It's like, why hasn't someone else thought about it, you know? What makes it so perfect, do you think, this ancient story, that it talks to us and you make it so relevant to today?
Well, it's fun for a musician. I mean, I know you're a musician also. It's fun to tell the story of an artist who believes that his work maybe could change the rules of the world. Because that's a feeling I think you sometimes have as an artist.
And so optimistic and so romantic.
Yeah.
You just want to sing about the world.
Exactly, yeah. And there's also something about the fact that it's a tragedy and that you're all set up for this Hollywood ending and then you don't get it.
Don't give the game away.
But there's something about that, like there's a strange, it's just anatomically strange, but also it feels so real. Everyone there's a thrill of recognition.
I love the first song we heard tonight. It's the sound of the whistle. Who has the whistle? Have you still got it with you, Mel?
It's on the thing.
Oh my gosh, you better watch I Don't Take It Home With Me. So that was kind of like a railway station. There's movement. There was a trip we were going to go on. This next one's called Lady of the Underground. Tell us more.
Yeah, okay, so this is a song sung by Persephone, Queen of the Underworld, played by the glorious Gloria Onitiri, who was with us at the National Theater a few years ago, and she's just kind of she's wiling out in the underworld. So hopefully you guys will wile out also.
You boys, but if you're like me, then hanging around this old manhole is bringing you down. 6 feet under, getting under your skin. Cabin fever is setting in. You're stuck crazy, stuck in the rut. You could use a little pick me up. I can give you what it is you crave. you miss spring flowers, autumn leaves? Ask me, brother, and shall we see? Or maybe these just ain't enough. Maybe you're looking for some stronger stuff. I got a sight for the sorest eye. When was the last time you saw the sky? Wipe away your tears, brother. Brother, I know how you feel. I can see you're blinded by the sadness of it all. But look a little closer and everything will be revealed. Look a little closer and there's a crack in the wall. Give it up for Daniel Hyam on the trombone. Rusty on the violin. Let's say hello to David Canapocasa on the cello. And Lucy Shaw on the double bass. That's David DeLong on the guitar. Rockman on the drums. And Tarek Merchant on the keys. In my pay-per-view, how long's it been? The moonshine ain't no sin. Tell my husband to take his time, but the boss don't know. The boss won't
and toured around with it as just a music piece for a couple years. We actually came to London. We played the Union Chapel. Martin Carthy was Hades. How's that? It was amazing. He stood at the pulpit. You know, there's a pulpit at Union Chapel. He stood up there and just sings the wall. And I always had wanted to kind of develop it further for the stage and make like a full-length professional, musical. But it took a long time to figure out who the partners were for that and how to do that. And I had to move to New York City. I went to see Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812 at Ars Nova in 2012, and I was just blown away by that production. I was like, who is this director? And it turned out it was Rachel Chadkin, and I reached out to her, and she became a very important midwife and sort of a tough love and a visionary, director. As well as our producers, Mara, who you met, Mara Isaacs, and Dale Franzen, both came on board at that time. And then it was like, from then on, years of development workshops we did,
I want to know more about the tough love.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you've got this idea for a musical. Did a musical director recognize it as a musical straight away? What did she say? What did she do? And how did you
Yeah.
break those songs?
Yeah. So she had heard, Rachel we're talking about, had heard the record and loved the music, and we sort of talked about, maybe there's some missing pieces, let's get together, let's do a table read of this. And I remember going to New York, I had a small baby at the time, you were there, Mara, and we did this table read, and Rachel, when it was finished, came at me with a laundry list of well, here's here's what needs to happen. Here are things that could be improved, or like here's things that feel like they're missing to me, dramaturgically speaking. And I was like, I can remember at the time, and I'd never been through a process like that before. I was like, you got to understand, like I've been working on this thing for 6 years or something already.
Did you want to put your coats on and go, okay, I'm going home?
Right. And Rachel said, and she has a way of saying tough things with like a smile on her face, where you're always like, okay, like. And she said, if we're gonna work on this together, you'll have to find a way to move past your fatigue.
Say that scene again.
Yeah, she said.
That's useful in a relationship, right? Hannah? Say that again.
If we're gonna work on this together, you're gonna have to find a way to move past your fatigue. And little did I know, actually, that there was 6 or 7 more years that were gonna happen. Rachel on board really changed things, and our producers, and we did a bunch of workshops. We finally got an off-Broadway show in 2016. We went to Canada the next year, Edmonton 2017. We came to the National Theatre 2018, and then finally we landed on Broadway in 2019.
You opened then at the Walter Kerr Theatre, April 2019, winning those 8. Including Best Musical, Best Score, Best Director as well. What did you do? How did you respond when all these awards came flying towards you?
For me personally, I was just stunned. Like I was a deer in the headlights, like a dog who has been chasing a mail truck for like years and then suddenly catches it. What do I do now? Yeah. But then to zoom out and kind of what was so incredible about it was the number of people on our team that were nominated, and then a bunch of them won. To see my orchestrators, Michael Chorney, Todd Sikafus, win a Tony Award, which I think they never saw coming into their lives. They're like jazz guys. To see Rachel make her really inspirational speech, and Andre de Shields in his 70s to win a Tony. And also just to know that awards ceremony was putting our music, our story in front of the eyes and ears of just like the whole world, and because it was on national television, and I felt so grateful that we were put on the map by that awards ceremony.
Well, let's hear more of the music.
Grace Hodgett Young, Donald Finn. These are Orpheus and Eurydice. Hi. From Amazon Videos, The Wheel of Time. Please give a warm welcome to Donald Finn. Hi, Donald. Playing Orpheus. What's it like to play Orpheus?
It's great. I mean, I'll find out in February.
And these songs?
Sorry?
And these songs, what do they like to sing?
They're stunning. I'm very glad that we got to meet Anais today and to hear her sing her music as well. It was a beautiful experience, yeah.
Grace, did you run those 12 minutes?
Did I run those 12 minutes?
Yeah, from Sunset
Oh,
Boulevard?
yeah, I made it.
It just finished 15 minutes ago. How did it go?
It went really well, actually, yeah. I'm here, so.
Let's get on. Let's hear the song, shall we? Welcome.
Break their banks for us, and with their gold be generous. All the flashing in the pan, all the fashion for your hand. The rivers are gonna give us the wedding band.
Lover, tell me if you're able, who's gonna lay the wedding table? Times being what they are, dark and getting darker all the time.
When I sing my song, all the trees are gonna sing along, and they're gonna bend their branches down and lay their fruit upon the ground. The almonds and the apples, the
about that and the style you ended up with and the feel, because it just feels so alive and analog and jazzy and wonderful.
You know, actually that last song is kind of a good example because what you just heard performed is kind of like the songwriter version of that song, which is condensed, and that would be on like the 2010 studio record. And then it was like, well, how do we make this song actually work hard enough on behalf of the storytelling that needs to happen on stage? And oftentimes I found like what it required was these intros and these outros and these long bridges. And I think that's the, that's the musical theater thing. So in the middle of that song, there's a moment where there's an exchange between the two of them, and Eurydice says like, okay, so show me this song you're working on that's going to change the world. And he says, it's not finished, and she sort of cajoles him into doing it, and then he sings a bit of his epic melody, and some magic happens in the middle of that, or at the end of that. And so you see that he actually does have magic in his music, and then when you come to the end of the song, it's as if something has changed. There's like the alchemy of the room has changed, and that I learned that again and again in trying to learn how to write for the theater. That there had to be a result. The song had to land somewhere where there was a revelation or a result, and that there's travel that had happened, and you landed in a different spot.
You invite the audience to imagine how the world could be. Tell us more.
Yeah, the tragedy of Orpheus, I think, is he. And this was actually one of the big learning curves of the show that happened a lot in London at the National Theatre, was just trying to figure out who this character is of Orpheus. And for many years and in many productions, he came across as, because he's mythologically, he's an optimist, he's a dreamer, he believes he can do this impossible thing. So he came across kind of like overconfident, like he was this, I got this guy.
You didn't really like him in that sense?
Yeah, right, we needed audiences
Too goody two shoes or something?
Yeah, not enough struggle or something, and we needed audiences to fall in love with him for the story to actually matter at all. And then it became more and more clear that who he is he's like this very naive character, and he has that thing that a lot of artists have where they have a vision, they have this beautiful capacity to see the way the world could be, but they're actually not that good at living in the world the way it is, Okay, so we're gonna hear a song from the Fates. The Fates are these delicious, vicious, sort of oftentimes act as the voices in the heads of the characters. And this song's called When the Chips Are Down. It's directed at Eurydice. Our Fates are Bella Brown, Madeline Charlemagne, and Allie Daniels. And you'll also hear Grace.
What you gonna do when the chips are down? Now that the chips are down.
appeared in London all those years ago?
Certainly, yeah. Yeah, a lot of change happened during our London phase, and then especially between London and when we went to Broadway. So certainly, if folks saw it at the National, this will be a different show, and I think you'll feel that.
I love this line. Ultimately, Hadestown pits nature against industry, faith against doubt, love against fear, and delivers a resonant and defiantly hopeful theatrical experience. Can you give me 3 words of how you feel right now, about to embark on this new journey?
Number 1 is always grateful. I feel so grateful. I guess I just have to do 3 words, right?
Don't mind.
Okay. Curious. I feel curious.
Is there another Hadestown? Is there going to be another musical? Am I allowed to ask?
Should I answer that?
Well, it's up to you. You're the boss.
Yeah. Well, right. I will say, like, I've been having a lot of fun making just music because this thing took over that part of my life for a long time, and it's fun to be making records and touring again. But every time I'm in a theater, every time I'm with actors and creative people in the theater world, I'm like, oh, I gotta come back. I gotta do it again.
Because you know how it works now, right?
How?
How does it feel now, 2023, watching these great singers, listen to this great band with this great audience? How do you feel?
I'm like in awe. I'm in awe. I feel, this is more than one word. Yeah. I'm allowed. Okay, yeah. I think I sort of said this before, but like there's this way in which I know how much work went into this thing. Like I know how much time and how many years it took, but it doesn't feel like mine at all. Like it feels like it always existed. And that had to do with, all of the creative input that went into it, and also that it's a myth, and that it has existed for thousands of years, and to be able to witness it as an audience member and not be trying to change a lyric is like a real privilege, and I'm so grateful that it's going to come to life again here. I think it's going to be really different. I'm so curious and excited to see what it is here. Even just the range of accents that we are going to have on our stage excites me so much.
When does it start?
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are we going to end our journey here today? What's the best way? Can we get on the train, come with you somewhere?
Should we all go for a pint like after? Probably.
Yeah. But for the next few minutes, what are we going to do? What's the final song?
Final song. Okay, so this is that song that, way back in my 20s, I was driving in my car and the chorus of this song dropped out of the sky. Many years later, it's now sort of a centerpiece for Orpheus's journey and for the show. It's called Wait For Me, and the whole company will come and sing.
Can we all join in, do you think?
Please do.
Because I know some of you know these songs already, don't you?
Oh, don't.
So, yeah, okay. So
Don't try me.
So thank you so much for making this special. Congratulations again to Anais and all of the guests.
Wait. I'll take you to Hadestown. You have to take a long way down, through the underground, under cover of night. Laying low, staying out of sight. Ain't no compass, brother. Ain't no map, just a telephone wire and a railroad track. Keep on walking and don't look back till you get to the bottomlands.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming to.
River Styx is far and wide, cinder bricks and rails. Walls of iron and concrete, hound dogs howling round the gate. Those dogs will lay down and play dead. If you got the bones, if you got the bread, but if all you got is your own 2 legs, just be glad you got them.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming to. Who are you? Where do you think you're going? Who are you? Why are you all alone? Who do you think you are? Who are you to think that you can walk a road that no one ever walked before?
You're on the land, you're on the run. Don't give your name, you don't have one. And don't look no one in the eye. They'll put their heart right on your chest. They'll trap you up in your family best. And stop your broken metal. Wait for me. I'm coming with you.
I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating, so falling off my feet, and it sounds like drumming, and I am not alone. I hear the rocks and stones echoing my song. I'm coming.
I'm taking a bow. I want to just say huge thanks to Karis for this amazing, for just guiding us through this night and all your work in music and everything you do. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Road to hell, there was a railroad. Car ripping and a man stepped down. Everybody looked and everybody saw it was the same man they've been singing about. It's Mickey. Hello. I missed you.
Way down under. Okay, let's leave the singing for the professionals, yeah? Good goddess.